Hello, my name is Mayanka. I am accounts and the finance trainer from UPlex. Today, we will cover the topic of depreciation. The total of the, the topic of depreciation. We will cover this topic in three parts. Part 1, Part 2 and Part 3. Today, we will cover Part 1 of depreciation. In this topic, we will discuss what is depreciation, what is the depreciation, methods of depreciation, and accounting for depreciation. And we will also discuss all other important points which are relating to depreciation. We will cover all these points in all the three parts, in part 1, in part 2, and in part 3. So now we will start our part 1 of depreciation. Depreciation part 1. Depreciation part 1. Meaning of depreciation. First, we will discuss the meaning of depreciation. What is the meaning of depreciation? In general, the term depreciation means decline in the value of fixed assets due to the use, passes of time, or obsolescence. The depreciation means when there is the decline in the value of assets, and such decline is arise due to the uses of assets, due to the passes of time, and due to the obsolescence. Is that when there is any decline in the value of assets due to use of assets, due to passes of time, or due to the obsolescence, then it is to be known as depreciation. In other words, if a business enterprise procure a business and use it in the production process, then the value of the machine decline with its uses. If there is a business enterprises which is using a machine in the production purpose, then the value of the machine will be declined with its uses. Even if the machine is not used, if there is a machine in the business, it is not used in the production process, we can not expect that we cannot expect it to realize the same sales price due to the passage of time or arrival of new model. Is that due to such passes of time, the value of the assets will also be decreased. It implies that the fixed assets are subject to decline in the value. The fixed assets value will be declined, and this decline technically known as depreciation. When there is in the value in when there is decline in the value of assets, then it is technically known as depreciation. As an accounting term as an accounting term depreciation is the part of cost of fixed assets. Technically technically or in the accounting term, the depreciation is the part of of cost of fixed assets, which has expired, which has expired on the account of its uses and lapse of time. In the accounting term, the depreciation is the part of cost of assets which has expired on the account of its uses and or lapse of time. Hence, the depreciation is an expired cost or expenses. Hence, the depreciation is the amount of expired cost or expense. It is charged against the revenue. The amount of depreciation is charged against the amount of revenue in the given accounting period. The amount of depreciation is charged from profit and loss account is that the entry of depreciation will be depreciation account debit to fixed assets, and such amount is transferred to profit and loss account debit to depreciation. For the example, a machine is purchased for rupees 1 lakh on 1st April 2007. There is a machine which is purchased for rupees 1 lakh on 1st April 2007. The useful life of the machine is estimated to be 10 years. The estimated useful life is 10 years. It implies that the machine can be used in the production process. It is implied that such machine is used in the production process for the next 10 years till 31st March 2016. You know that by its very nature, rupees 1 lakh is a capital expenditure. Such 1 lakh rupees is the amount of capital expenditure which is made during the year 2017-18. However, when the income statement is prepared, the entire amount of 1 lakh cannot be charged against the revenue for the financial year 17-18 because it is the amount of capital expenditure. So it will not be charged. It will not be charged in the profit and loss account, or it will not be charged from the total amount of revenue for the year 2017-18 because the reason of that it is a capital expenditure amounting to rupees 1 lakh and it drive or it provide the benefit for the 10 years, not for the period of 1 year. So logically, such amount is required to be charged for the period of 10 years. Means logically to charge only a part of cost, say 10,000 rupees against the revenue for the year 2017-18. This part represents the expired cost or loss in the value of machine on account of its use and the passage of time. So such 10,000 rupees is to be considered as depreciation. Such a amount of 10,000 rupees will be considered as depreciation. The amount of depreciation which is charged by the organization will be transferred to profit and loss account is that it will be debited to profit and loss account or to the income statement. In this case, the entry will be profit and loss account debit to depreciation is that first we will pass the entry of depreciation account debit to fixed assets account, depreciation account debit to fixed assets account, and then after we will transfer such amount of depreciation to profit and loss account. In this case, the entry will be profit and loss account debit to depreciation account. Depreciation may be described as a permanent. Continuous, and gradual sinking in the book value of the fixed assets. Is that the depreciation is considered as permanent, continuous, and continuously decrease in the book value of fixed assets. It is based on the depreciation amount is based on the cost of assets consumed in the business and not on the market value. The amount of depreciation is calculated or it is based on the cost of the assets which is used in the business. It is not based on market price. According to the Institute of Cost and Management Accounting, London terminology, the depreciation is the diminution in the intrinsic value of assets, which is arise due to the use of assets and lapse of time. As per the Institute of Cost and Management Accounting, London, the depreciation is the diminishing or reduction in the intrinsic value of assets, which is arise due to the use or due to the lapse of time. Accounting Standard 6 issued, which is issued by the Institute of Chartered Accountants of India, define the meaning of depreciation or define the depreciation as the depreciation a measure of bearing out, consumption or other loss of the value of depreciable asset, which is arise from use, inflection of time or of or obsolescence through the technology and market change. Instead, the depreciation is a measure of wearing out, consumption of other losses of value of the depreciable assets, which is arising from use, inflection of time or obsolescence to the technology and market change. The depreciation is allocated so as to change fair proportion to the fair proportion of the depreciable amount in each accounting period during the expected useful life of the assets. The amount of depreciation is properly bifurcated during the its expected useful life. The amount of depreciation includes amortization of assets whose useful life is predetermined. The depreciation is also include the amortization of assets whose useful life is predetermined. Depreciation has a significant effect. The depreciation has a significant effect in determining and presenting the financial position and the result of operation of enterprise. The depreciation has a significant effect. It has a significant effect in determining and presenting the financial position and the result of operation of the enterprises. Is that the depreciation has a significant effect in determining and presenting the financial position and result of operation of the enterprise. The amount of depreciation is charged every accounting period. The amount of depreciation is charged by the enterprises on the depreciable assets every year. It should be noted that the subject matter of depreciation or its base, the depreciable assets, which is that it may be noted that the depreciable assets means the depreciable assets which are expected to be used for the period more than one accounting year. The depreciable asset is a asset number one which which are expected to be used for the period more than one accounting period. Number two, the depreciable asset is a asset which have a limited useful life. The depreciable assets is a asset which have a limited useful life, and the depreciable asset is a asset which is held by the enterprises for the use in production or supply of goods and supply of service, or for the rental to others, or for administrative purpose, not for purpose of sale in the ordinary course of business. Is that the depreciable assets are those assets which are expected to be used for the period more than 1 year, which has the limited useful life, and which is held by the organization for the use of production and supply of goods and services, or for the rental to the others, or for the administration purpose. But such assets are not used for the purpose of sale in the ordinary course of business. If any assets which can satisfy all these conditions, then such assets is to be known as depreciable assets. then such asset is to be known as depreciable assets. Example of depreciable assets are machine, plant, furniture and fixtures, building, computer, truck, van, equipment, etc. These all are the example of depreciable assets. Moreover, the depreciation is the allocation of depreciable amount. The depreciation is the allocation. The depreciation is the allocation of depreciable amount, which is the historical cost or other amount substituted for historical cost less the amount of salvage value. Is that the depreciable amount is equal to historical cost of the assets or the cost of assets minus salvage value. It is the depreciable value, and such depreciable value is bifurcated or divided into the useful life of assets. Such bifurcated amount is to be considered as depreciation. Another point in allocating the depreciable amount is the expected useful life of the assets. The depreciable amount is to be bifurcated into the expected useful life of the assets. It has been described as either, means the useful life of the assets is described as either number one, the period over which a depreciable asset is expected to be used by the enterprise. Is that the expected useful life of the asset means the period over which the depreciable asset is expected to be used by the enterprise, or the number of production of similar units which are expected to be obtained from the use of assets by the enterprise, or the total of production of similar units which are expected to be obtained from the use of assets by the enterprise. So the expected useful life can be described either as period or either as number of production. Now we will discuss the features of depreciation. What are the features of depreciation? What are the features of depreciation? The following features of depreciation are as follows. There are some of the features of depreciation which are given as follows. Number one, it is decline in the book value of assets. The depreciation is decline in the book value of assets. Number two, it includes loss of value which is arise due to the reflection of time or uses or obsolescence. Is that the depreciation include the loss of value, and the loss of value which is arise due to the passage of time, due to the usage of assets, and due to the obsolescence. And the depreciation is decline in the value of fixed assets. The depreciation means decline in the book value of assets. So these are the features of depreciation. For example, a business firm buy a machine for rupees 1 lakh on 1st April 2017. In the year 2017, a new version of a machine arrives in the market. There is a new version of machine arrive in the market. As a result, the machine which is brought by the business firm become outdated. The resultant decline in the value of machine. So the value is declined due to the cause by obsolescence. Is that due to the obsolescence there is a decrease in the value of assets. Number three, it is the continuous process. The depreciation is a continuous process because the amount of depreciation is charged up to the useful life of the assets. It is charged up to the useful life of assets. If the useful life of the assets is 10 years, then the amount of depreciation will be charged for the 10 years. Number 4, it is an expired cost and hence must be deducted before calculating taxable profit. The amount of depreciation is considered as expired cost and it is charged to profit and loss account, and it is required to be deducted from the amount of profit before calculating the taxable profit. For the example, if a profit before the depreciation and before the tax is rupees 50,000, means the amount of depreciation before depreciation and before tax 50,000. The amount of depreciation is 1 lakh. The amount of depreciation is 1 lakh. Profit before tax was the amount of profit before tax will be profit before depreciation 50,000 less amount of depreciation 10,000. So the profit before tax is 50,000. This is the amount of profit. So the amount of depreciation is required to be deducted from the amount of profit for calculating the profit before tax. Number 5, it is a non-cash expenses. The depreciation is a non-cash expenses because it does not involve any outflow of cash. The depreciation is a non-cash item. It does not include any cash outflow. It is the process of writing off capital expenditure, which is already incurred. It is only the writing of capital expenditure. Now we will discuss the depreciation and other similar terms. Now we will discuss the depreciation and the other similar terms. Number 1, depletion. Depletion. The term depletion is used in the context of extraction of natural resources. The depletion is a term which is used in the context of extraction of natural resources like mines, like the mines, just like coal mines, gold mines, and etc. Quarries that reduce the availability of the quality of the material and all the oil of the assets. For the example, if there is any if there is any business enterprise, if there is a business enterprise which is a which is in the business of mining business, such an enterprise purchase a coal mine of rupees 10 lakhs. There is a business enterprise which purchase a coal mine of rupees 10. Then the value of coal mine decline with the extraction of coal, means when the coal will be extracted every year, then the value of the coal mine will also be decreased because the coal will be reduced, so the value will also be reduced. This decline, in the value in mine is terms and as depletion. So decline in the value of coal mine is terms as depletion. The main difference is between the depletion and between the depreciation is that the former is concerned with the exhibition of economic resources, but the latter relate to the uses of assets. The depletion is concerned with the exhaustion of economic resources, means the use of economic resources, but the depreciation relate to the uses of an asset. Therefore, depletion and the depreciation are given similar accounting treatment. In the case of depreciation or in the case of depletion, there is same accounting treatment, same accounting transaction. There is no change in the accounting transaction. Is that in the case of depreciation, The accounting entry will be depreciation account debit to fixed assets and profit and loss account debit to depreciation. These same entry are required to be made in the case of depletion or there is no change in the accounting treatment. Amortization. Amortization means the amortization refer to writing off the cost of intangible assets. The amortization refer to the writing off the cost of intangible assets like patent, copyright, franchisee, trademark, goodwill, which have utility for the specific period of time. The amortization refer to the writing off the cost of intangible assets like patent, copyright, trademark, franchisee, goodwill, which have utility for the specific period of time. The procedure for amortization or periodical written off of the portion of cost of intangible assets is the same as that of depreciation of fixed assets. Means the process of amortization on the intangible assets is the same as depreciation of fixed assets. For example, if a business firm buy a patent for rupees 10 lakh and the estimated useful life will be 10 years, then the business firm will write off 10,000 rupees per year. Sorry, 1 lakh rupees per year over the 10 years. The amount so written off is technically referred as amortization. Such amount of 1 lakh will be considered as amortization every year and it will be charged every year over the useful life of assets. Now we will discuss the cause of depreciation. Now we will discuss causes. What are the cause of depreciation? The cause of depreciation are as follows. The cause of depreciation are as follows. Number one, wear and tear due to the use or passes of time. Means reduce in the value of the assets due to the uses of assets and due to the passes of time. Wear and tear. Number two, expiration of legal right. Expiration, expiration of legal right. Number three, obsolescence. And number four, abnormal factors. These are the causes of depreciation. Number one, wear and tear due to the use of assets. Due to the use of assets or due to the passage of time. Number two, expiration of legal right. Expiration of legal right. Number three, obsolescence. And number four, abnormal factors. Number one, wear and tear due to uses or the passes of time. Wear and tear mean wear and the tear means deterioration and the consequence diminution in the value of assets. Is that the wear and tear means? Wear and tear means that decrease in the value of assets which is arising from its use in the business. When there is the reduction in the value which is arise due to the use of such assets or due to the passes of time, then due to the passes of time is that there is the decrease in the value of assets due to the continuous use of such assets in the business operation for earning the revenue. It is reduce the assets technical capacity. Continuously or the use of the assets reduce the assets technical capacity to serve the purpose for which it has been met. The continuously use of assets in the business to reduce the assets technical capacity to serve the purpose for which it has been meant. Other aspect of wear and tear is the physical deterioration. Is that in the case of physical deteriorations will also decrease the rate of fixed assets and assess deteriorations simply with the passage of time, even though they are not being put to use. This happens especially where the assets are exposed to the resource of nature like weather, wind and rain etc. So this is the one cause due to which there is the amount of depreciation is arise on the fixed assets. So this is the one cause wear and tear due to the use and the passage of time. The next cause is expiration of legal right. Expiration of legal right. There are certain category of the assets lose their value after the agreement governing their use in the business comes to the end after the expiry of predetermined period. There are certain category of the assets which lose their value, where lose their value after when the agreement governing their use in business comes to the end after the expiry of predetermined period. For the example, such assets are patent, copyright, lease, etc., whose utility to the business is extinguished immediately upon the removal of legal backing to them. Is that such assets are to be extinguished or removed immediately when there is a removal of legal backing to them. Number third cause, obsolescence. Number third cause is obsolescence. Obsolescence is also another factor which is relating to the depreciation of assets. The obsolescence is another factor which is leading to depreciation of the fixed assets. In the normal language, obsolescence means the fact of being out of date. When the assets become out of date, then it means here is the obsolescence. Obsolescence imply to an existing assets, which existing assets become out of date on the account of availability of better type of assets. Is that when a new assets or a new version of the assets is available, then the old assets become out of date, and due to the out of date such assets will be obsolete, or such assets the value of the such old asset will be declined. So this is also a one of the important cause of depreciation. Such obsolescence will be arise from the following factors. Number one, technical changes. Technical changes. A new asset is made with the some additional and some technical advantage. Number two, improvement in production method. Improvement in production method. Number three, change in market demand. Change in the market demand for the production or service output of the for the production or the service output of the assets. And number four is legal or other description. Legal or other description. So these changes are arise due to the technical changes, due to the improvement in production method, due to the change in market demand for the production or for the services output of the assets. And the last is legal and other description. So this is the obsolescence. The next is abnormal factor. Decline in the usefulness of the assets may be caused by abnormal factors. There are some abnormal factors due to which there is decline in the usefulness of the assets. Just like there is a accident occurred due to fire. There is a accident occurred due to fire, due to earthquake or flood, etc. Abnormal loss is permanent but not continuing or gradual. Is that due to the fire, the assets is properly destroyed. So due to this, there is the decline in the usefulness of assets. Such such a loss which is arise due to the fire is a permanent loss, but it is not continuous or gradual. For the example, a car which has been repaired after an accident will not fetch the same price in the market even if it has not been used. Instead, if there is any asset got accident and after the repair, such assets will not recover the same price in the market if it will not recover the same price in the market even if it has not been used. So this is the decline in the value of the assets and the usefulness of the assets due to the abnormal factors. So we have discussed the factors, and the of causes of depreciation. Means we have discussed the causes why there is an there is decrease in the value of fixed assets. Now we will discuss the need for depreciation, why there is a requirement and why there is the need for depreciation. Why there is the need for depreciation? The need for providing the depreciation in the accounting record arise from conceptual, legal, and practical business consideration. In the case of business or in the case of accounting record, the provision or the need for providing the depreciation arise from conceptual, legal, and practical business consideration. These considerations provide the depreciation. These considerations provide depreciation a particular significance as a business expenditure. Is that the amount of depreciation is to be considered as business expenditure, and there are some consideration for provide the depreciation. Number one, matching of cost and revenue. Matching of cost and revenue. Number two, consideration of tax. For the consideration of tax, because when we charge the amount of depreciation as business expenses, then the amount of tax will automatically reduce. True and fair financial position. True and fair financial position. When we charge the amount of depreciation, then the profit will decrease as well as the value of the assets will also decrease, which show the actual actual cost or the actual position of the assets. Compliance with law as per the income tax act, or as per the other law, there is a requirement to charge the amount of depreciation on the fixed assets. So these all are the needs of charging the amount of depreciation. Number one, matching of cost and revenue. Number two, consideration of tax. Number three, true and fair financial position. And number four, compliance with law. These are the need of depreciation. Number one, matching of cost and revenue. Every asset is bound to undergo some wear and tear. Each and every asset is bound to undergo go bound to undergo some wear and tears. Hence, loss, hence it lose or it lost the value. Once it is put to use in business, when there is any asset which is used by the organization in the case of business, then when such assets is put to use, then there is the reduction in the value of assets. Therefore, the depreciation is such amount. The cost as any other in any other expenditure or expenses incurred in the normal course of business, like salary, carriage, postage or station etc. It is charged against the revenue of the corresponding period, and it must be reduced or it must be deducted from arriving at net profit according to the general accounting general accepted accounting principle, means according to the GAAP. Every asset, when the asset is used in the business, then the value of the assets will be decreased. Therefore, the depreciation is as much a cost of the cost as any other expenditure which is incurred in the normal course of business, like salary, carriage, amount of carriage, postage, and stationery expenses. It is charged against the amount of revenue. The amount of depreciation is charged against the amount of revenue of the corresponding period, and it must be deducted for calculating the amount of net profit according to the GAAP, according to the generally accepted accounting principle. Number two, consideration of tax. The amount of depreciation is a deductible cost for the tax purpose. When we calculate the amount of taxable profit, then the amount of depreciation is reduced from such profit. However, tax rules for the calculation of depreciation amount need not necessarily be similar to the current business practice. Is that it is not mandatory that the provision which are defined under the income tax rule for the calculation of depreciation is similar to the current business practices. So, so So we will consider or we will follow the depreciation calculation, and we will deduct the amount of depreciation while we will calculate the amount of profit. Such amount of depreciation is required to be deducted for the purpose of tax calculation. Means for the purpose of tax, the amount of depreciation is required to be deducted. True and fair financial position. True and fair financial position. If depreciation on the assets is not provided for, if the depreciation on the asset is not provided for, then the assets will be overvalued. If we have not provided the depreciation on the assets every year, then the value of the assets will be overvalued, and the balance sheet will not dispute the correct financial position. The value of the asset will be overvalued. Due to this, the balance sheet will not present a true and fair and correct financial position of the business. Also, this is not permitted either by established accounting practices or by any specific provision of law. It is also not permitted by any specific law or by the accounting practices. So, there is a requirement to provide the amount of depreciation on the assets because it present true and fair view of financial position. Number 4, compliance with law. Compliance with law. Apart from tax regulations, there are certain specific litigations. Sorry. Apart from tax regulations, there are certain specific legislations that indirectly compel some business organization like corporate enterprise to provide a depreciation on fixed assets. There are some there are some other specific legislation which are indirectly require the which are indirectly required to provide the amount of depreciation on the fixed assets by the corporate enterprise. So, according to the law or for the compliance of law, the amount of depreciation on the fixed assets is required to be calculated or required to be deducted. So these are the requirement of depreciation and the need of depreciation. So on the basis of part 1, we have discussed what is depreciation, need of depreciation, and cause of depreciation, and we have also discussed some other relevant points which are relating to the depreciation. Thank you so much for watching this video. Kindly consider part 2 and part 3 also, so that you can understand the complete concept of this topic. You can understand a complete, you can take a complete understanding about this topic. Okay, bye bye. Have a nice day.